Today we are going to do Unit 7, Part 2, Lesson 1, Line Plots Notes. And a line plot is a distribution of data values where each data value is shown as a dot or an X above a number line. So if I look down here at my first problem, I see that I have all these different data points, and it says the results are shown below about how many school projects they had this trimester. So the first thing I need to do is I need to decide, I'm going to use the X, and I'm going to take each data point and I'm going to plot it. So here I have 6, I put an X right above 6. 4, 3, 3, 1, 6, 5, 4, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 2. You can see for each point that I was given, or data value that I was given, I have an X that represents that. So double check that you have this correctly. You should have 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2. And once we have that, we can move forward and say, how many students had more than 4 projects? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look, and I'm going to look at these students right here that had more than 4. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 students who have more than 4. What was the most amount of projects a student had? So the most amount of projects, I'm going to look at my line, and the largest number that has a data value is 6. What response was given most? So I'm going to look and see which value has the most amount of value points, or X's. And if I can look, 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the greatest number with the most amount of points. So what response was given the most? It would be 2. How many students had 2 or less? So I'm going to look at 2 and 1 because it's 2 or less. And I'm just going to count all those points up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then are there any outliers in this data set? So an outlier would mean that there's something way over here that's not part of the cluster. And no, we don't have an outlier. If yes, what number is the outlier? Well, that doesn't apply, so we're going to say not any. Well, now we're going to go to number 2. And it says the daily high temperatures for Vernon Hills in the month of May are listed below. So again, I'm going to take all my values and I'm going to plot them on the line. So I have 71, 74, 72, 72, 71, 75, 72, 76, 72, 73, 70, 60, 68, 73, 74, 76, 72, 74. So now I have all my data points. Make sure that yours match what I have. And then I'm going to go to my questions and see what they're looking for. They want to know how many days was the temperature recorded. Well, so I'm going to see how many days it was recorded. That's asking me how many data points do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 18 data points that were provided. That's how many days we recorded the temperature, so 18. How many days had a temperature of at least 70? So I'm going to take a look and see, okay, what points had at least a temperature of 70? So I'm going to go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Because I wanted to start at 70 and look at all of those values. So I would say that 16 of the days had at least a temperature of 70 or higher. Then I'm going to look and see how many days had a temperature of 73 or less. So I'm going to look at 73, start here, and I'm going to go all the way down at all those values and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 days that had 73 or less in temperature. What temperature occurred the most often? So that is the number that has the most amount of data points or X's that you've put. And we can clearly see that 72 has the most amount of data points provided for it. And then it asks, are there any outliers in the data set? So you can see that here's your cluster, and then far away from the cluster, there is an outlier way over here. So we're gonna say, yes, we do have an outlier. We have a value point that is not within the range of the cluster, and it's way over there. And then it says, if yes, what number is the outlier? 60. All right, so now, you guys have 2 U-tries, number 1 and number 2, and you're gonna go ahead and you can complete those. I will put in the numbers for you. It says that how many kids are at least 50 inches tall. And then for this one, all you need to do is plot it. If you have any questions, make sure you ask.